like me, you waited until the very last minute to do your taxes, so you have just a couple of days left. Yesterday I went to have my taxes done and I met Rosa Booker, and like I was telling Michael during the opening, she was so passionate and so engaged and so open with information. I pulled out a card and invited her on because the information that she was speaking was so valuable. I wanted to have her on. Thank you so much for your flexibility, Rosa.
Thank you.
And for coming on the very next day.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your volunteering and what you do at Nehemiah Gateway.
Okay, yeah. So as you know, volunteering for the Earned Income Tax program that Nehemiah Gateway sponsors. It's a fantastic program. I am what's called a financial coordinator and greeter, and so my job through this wonderful program, and I'll talk a little bit about the program shortly, is to greet the clients that come through the door because our program specifically is geared towards Delaware residents within certain income parameters. So for a single family, our income threshold is $32,000, and then for a family with dependents, our income threshold is $52,000. So those are the parameters that we work within. And a part of my job as the financial coordinator is to really impart information about savings. A wonderful component of the Nehemiah Gateway EITC program is the fact that when our clients come in the door to file their taxes for free, we offer several resources because it's the only time of year that some of these people are going to get this relatively large lump sum of money. And what I try to do is to frame it up for them to save something. So what we offer is the Get It card. And so what this enables people to do is to, really begin to use a debit card if they've never used it, and to get used to that method of being a purchaser and a consumer. And then we've got the U.S. Savings Bonds, which is a phenomenal deal that Nehemiah Gateway gets with it. Most bonds take several years to mature. Our bond only takes 1 year. And it's fantastic. And then we have Artisans Bank. We have a partnership with them where we can open savings account on site. And so as a part of what I'm doing is to, just make people, number one, aware of these programs. Number two, aware of what Delaware as a state offers its residents. It is amazing. You're holding on to the book that we give to each and every individual. And what I find is if I don't open up that book and begin to talk about what's inside of the book, which is the treasure, then the clients won't do it. And so, I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about, some of our underprivileged, lower income, and even ourselves, building a legacy. We as a community tend to not think about that. We've all struggled. We're at a place now where we at least have the education to know so that the future generations won't struggle. Build that legacy, put aside that 1%, 10%, whatever that might be, that you can put aside so that in the future, your children and your children's children will not have the same struggles that we have.
Exactly. Some of the other things that they have in here, you and I talked a little bit about the Delaware Money School.
Yes.
So tell me, that's what really, when you started talking about that, like now your eyes lit up, and that's why I asked you to come on.
Love it. Love Delaware. There's so many things I love about Delaware, but in particular, the Delaware Money School is, exactly that. And they offer classes for free around just a plethora of financial information, from retirement to stock to buying your first house, through to mutual funds, which was my favorite class. It was just amazing. And so what I also teach people is when I get this education, I teach it, because it's important. We want to go to the bank, and nothing's wrong with the bank. A bank beats nothing, I say that for sure. But when we learn about investing and the fact that we don't have to have thousands upon thousands of dollars to invest, we can start investing in a mutual fund with $100. And then we get what? 4 to 24% return on that money, as opposed to 0.1%. You know, so those are the kind of things that I talk about really fleshing out. The Delaware Money School is just one fantastic resource, and it's held at almost every library in Delaware. And then DCRAC, the Delaware
Community Reinvestment Action Council.
Yes, yes. All of these organizations partner together. DCRAC, Nehemiah Gateway, the Delaware Money School, to work together to build not only physical wealth, but mental wealth amongst our residents.
One of the other things here is talking about the credit report. So that would be something that people could learn more about through these programs?
Absolutely. Again, the DCRAC absolutely offers it's a 7 or 8 session credit workshop, which I attended through the Delaware Money School, which really taught us every single component of lending, the different types of loans. It broke it down in such detail, and then at the end of the class, and you don't have to take that class in order to get access to your free credit report, but they also share with you, actual sites where you get your credit report for free, such as www.creditkarma.com. And they actually will dissect your credit for you and teach you what each of the components mean, so that you can understand how to build credit in the future.
Because it's confusing. It really is, because I went to a first-time home owners seminar about 3 weeks ago, and they talk about, well, your credit to debit, your credit to debt ratio, and all that other stuff. And if you have to go to someone you trust, and these programs are out there for us, and there's a trust component there. And the other thing I loved about this was the kids page.
Yes.
There's this information on the back about helping children learn. What are 3 things that you spend money on that you can do without? Just getting them to think that just because you get money in your hand doesn't mean you have to immediately turn around and spend it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, that's one of the biggest challenges that I face in what I do with Nehemiah Gateway, is helping people to understand, just because it's going into a bank account, just because it's going into a bond, just because it's going into on a debit card, it's still your money. Right. But we're trying to give it a safe haven to put some aside, because you're going to have that unexpected situation occur. We all do. The kids are going to go back to school in September. Christmas is surely going to come this year. And so really getting people future thinking about, how do I better handle my finances? And also, as a part of what Nehemiah Gateway does, in the Money School, they offer budgeting classes to teach you how to build a budget,
and how to stick to it.
And understanding getting to where you need to get to financially. So it's awesome.
Now, we have like 2 minutes left. Where can people go if they're like me and waited until their last minute to get their taxes done?
Yes, so I'm gonna have to read that.
Okay.
Again, it's the Earned Income Tax Credit Program. Nehemiah Gateway is an awesome resource. Again, they sponsor it, and you most certainly can reach Nehemiah Gateway. But we do have, I have what a listing with me.
Okay.
I don't know if we can put this on the website.
What we can do, I'll put it up. If I can have this.
Absolutely,
then
yes.
When I post this to our YouTube channel and onto our Facebook page, I'll put some of these locations up.
Absolutely. And just can I point out a couple of important components of attending, or if you're going to work with our program. Again, those income parameters are very important. And then when you come to the tax site, the 3 critical pieces of information that you must bring is a state ID. Even if you didn't if your taxes are from another state, as long as you have a state ID. You also have to have your Social Security card, an original, not a copy, or a letter from the Social Security Administration with the notary validating that this is your number, and then of course your W-2.
Your W-2s. All right. We'll put this information up. Rosa, thank you so much again.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
glad I met you.
Thanks.
It was really a pleasure.